Hey everybody, welcome back. My name's Joel and this is A Stable Life. Today's pretty exciting. I'm going to be taking you through as we feed horses, and not to mention, we are also going to be building a whole new section of fence. We're actually putting in a new lower paddock, and I'll go in depth about what that means in a little bit. For now, a few things have changed since last time you were with us. We actually have a new horse on the stable, and his name is Casino. You can see that's where he is right there. Mr. Poncho is down here on our lower paddock, and we have two run-ins that are built as a shelter. So if we get bad rain or anything like that, the horses can go in out of the weather. We have access on the top right here, so we can throw hay in, and we can check on them right from the top. Hey, Poncho. Hey, Poncho. Hello. Come here. Come here. Yeah. I know you're hungry. I'll feed you in a moment. Currently, we have two pastures. This is our middle pasture, and down there is our big pasture. I know, crazy names, right? In case you were wondering, the middle pasture is the middle pasture because it's in the middle of the stable. The big pasture is the big pasture because it's really big. So we're actually putting in a new lower paddock. It's going to go right here, and then next year we're actually expanding the middle pasture because our big pasture is actually so huge that some of it's not used to its fullest potential currently, and we're planning on changing that. So we're going to be expanding the middle pasture, but that's for another video. Today we're going to be putting in a fence line here, so that way Mr. Casino right there has a pasture he can go into as he gets acclimated to the herd. You want to say hi to everybody? Hello. Hello. Oh my goodness, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Look at that beautiful blue eye. It's really important when you get a new horse that you actually do your best to make sure that he isn't thrown immediately into the herd of horses. I went in detail about this in our last video, but basically horses like to pick on each other, and if they don't know your place in the herd, you can't come in yet, buddy. Not yet. Leia, come on. Leia's trapped. Come on, Scoots. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. So basically, if you don't know your place in the herd, that means that you're going to be going through a little bit of hazing until they realize where you're at. We like to warm our horses by putting them in a pasture where they can get to know the other herd over a fence. Once they are a little bit familiar, then we let them out, and it makes things a lot easier for both the herd and the new horse. So having a secondary lower paddock is really good for when we get new horses, or for when we have a sick horse that needs to be treated, whether it's a hoof issue, leg issue, or simply an illness. Having them quarantined from the rest of the herd is always a good idea. But enough of that, let's get started feeding. Didn't really go into this in our last video, but you can see that we have a whole chart right here. And in this chart, you have a morning and an evening feeding schedule. If you guys want to know more about the chart, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be happy to go in detail and talk about what all those colors, numbers, and letters mean. It's pretty neat. You'd be amazed how challenging this is to open with one hand. In case you're wondering what that was a product from DAC, which is a company that makes vitamin and minerals for horses. And that's exactly what that was. That was a vitamin and mineral supplement that was designed for mature horses. So his owner wants him to have that both day and night. So that's going to go in his feeding in the morning and in the evening. We got one group measured out. Now we got to get the second one measured out. We have 3 feeds that we currently use to feed our horses. Our first feed is this, which is called Calm Ultra. It is a pelleted form of grain that is very high in fat and protein. It's good for high energy horses as well as really mature horses. Our other grain is called Main Menu. It is a pelleted grain that is very low in fat and low in protein. It's for horses that have a very slow metabolism, aren't worked hard, or are very old and rather obese. And then our third grain is called Safe Choice, which is another pelleted version of grain that is also low in fat and low in protein. This is actually currently only used for one horse that's at our stable. Primarily we use the Main Menu and the Calm Ultra. Okay, we have our grain. Let's go put it in the stalls. Morning, Rocky. Morning, Buster. How are you guys doing today? Looks like they're doing pretty well. Let's go put this grain in the stalls.
Bit better.
By the way, I don't think you guys have had a chance to meet my mom and dad. This is my mom. She's actually the owner/operator of the horse stable. And this is my dad. He's here whenever we need him. So he's actually here for our...
I'm here for the labor.
Yeah, he's our labor guy. He's here to help us with the fence that we're putting in today. Not to mention, he's also our farrier. We're gonna go grab our next section of buckets that we have all the feed in, and then we'll go ahead and put the grain in for the next herd. But before we do that, we actually have to take Casino and put him in his stall because he's currently in Obi's stall, and we need to put grain in Obi's stall. So we're gonna move Casino over. Good morning. You coming with me? Come on. Oh. All right, here we go. Oh. Okay, there you go, buddy. That's one happy horse. Let's go get the rest of them in. Aw. Casino. How cute. All right, now that Casino's out of the way, we've got room to put these buckets in. You might be wondering, how come Casino was in another horse's stall? Well, because we don't currently have another pasture to put horses in when we have a new horse put in, Casino was actually in our lower ring. And we have a few stalls that have a back entrance into them so that if it were to rain or we were to get bad weather, well, Casino could get out of the bad weather. So that stall right over there with the open door, that's my horse's stall, Obi. So Casino was temporarily in there during the day and night when Obi's not using it. But that means when it comes time for feeding, Casino goes to his stall. That way Obi can go in his. So that's one thing we're looking forward to. Once we get this secondary lower pasture made, Casino will be able to have his pasture made and ready for him. Obi will have his stall made and ready for him. All the horses will have a place to safely get used to the herd, and you won't be putting any other horses out. It also looks like Casino made quite a mess in here. I'll have to clean all this up for Obi. That way Obi's got a clean stall. All right, that was our last bucket for our herds. So all the grain's put out. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go around. Some horses get extra hay based on how much they're eating out in the pasture or how low they are in the herd. Some need a supplement of hay. So we're gonna go and get hay in their stalls for those that need it. We try to keep all of our horses at a very healthy weight because weight is extremely important when it comes to horses. Yeah, we use a pair of hoof nippers, a knife to cut our bale twine. We used to use knives all the time, but they would always break because of how much bales we go through. The hoof nippers have been working for the past 2 years, so I think they're here to stay. Danny looks good, Gavin looks good, Declan looks good. Looks like Poe needs some hay. cleanup time. And yeah, I know that they make forks for horse manure. We find that those forks work great when you're out there on regular dirt or ground. But when you're in a matted stall, these shovels work really good at picking up all the material. Also makes it look a lot nicer. Doesn't leave any residue behind. So they were actually here early to get an idea of all the measurements that they need for the new fence that we're putting in for our new lower paddock. So now that they got their measurements, they're gonna go ahead and head up, get the lumber materials, get the hardware for it, and then when they get back, we're gonna go ahead and get that fence installed.
We're going shopping.
Well, let's call it that.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Hey, you're taking my dog.
Well, you call her back.
Leia, Leia, come on, you stay with me today. That's right. Come here. Come here. Right by me. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I know. I know. Yeah, Leia likes to be with my mom more than anyone else. She likes to hang out with me when I'm feeding, but the moment my mom shows up, she's gone. So yeah, they're heading up to go get those materials, and then we're going to be installing the fence after feeding. I'm going to finish cleaning that stall out and then get these hungry horses in. Stall's clean, doors closed. Let's get them in. You ready, pup? Let's do this. The first horse that we're going to let in is Poncho. After we let Poncho in, we're then going to go let the middle pasture in. Come on, puppy. That's something I always think is so neat, watching all the horses come in and go right to their stalls. We do it based on a reward system, which is pretty simple. When the horse comes in and goes into the right stall, there's feed in his bucket, so he's rewarded for going into his stall, and he gets his feed. And since there is feed in their bucket, they have no reason to leave their stalls. So they'll stay there and eat their feed, which gives me time to go around and close all the doors to get things ready for the next herd to be let in. So I don't have to lead them all in one at a time. Usually the only horses I have to lead in are our newbies who aren't used to the system yet. Don't worry, guys. Your time's coming. Your time's coming. Just a few more moments. They're just so adorable. Oh, woohoo, good morning. And yeah, he's limping a little bit. He's a bit ouchy. It's nothing major. He recently just got, a farrier came and saw him, and his hooves were really long, so they trimmed him back. And he was used to being really long, so his feet are a little ouchy at the moment, but he'll heal no problem. Okay, so we got all the herd in, so all the horses are in. I'm just gonna run around and close some doors. All right, all the horses are in. All the stall doors are closed. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go put some hay out in our middle pasture. And then we're gonna do a visual inspection of all the horses to make sure that we don't have any problems. No cuts, no scrapes, no bruises. Some of the horses are gonna get fly masks. Some of them are gonna be getting fly spray. And some of them are gonna be getting sunscreen. We are in fall now. We're actually 3 days into fall. So the leaves should be changing. It's a little bit more cool in the air. So we shouldn't have to use that heavy of an amount of fly spray because thankfully we're getting into the time of year when the insects aren't too bad. But we still have ticks, so it's important to spray their legs because ticks get very prevalent in the fall and the spring of the year. And in our big pasture, there's still some areas where ticks like to hang out. All right, next on the list is our visual inspection, and then we're gonna also put our fly masks, our sunscreens, and our fly sprays on. However, before we do any of that, we're actually gonna be taking our miniature donkeys, Rocky and Buster, and we're gonna be putting them down in our lower paddock. So let's do that. In our previous video, you noticed that when I was leading them, I did not have a halter or a lead rope. Well, I got good news. We've got a halter for Rocky and a halter for Buster, and may I just say, the halter for Buster is absolutely adorable. I mean, just isn't that adorable? You guys like him? Yeah, you guys like him, don't you? Don't you, Rocky? Don't you, Buster? Don't you? Let's get you guys out. Hello, I know you guys are getting used to going this way. Oh. Did you see that? They ran off. I guess that's what I get for thinking that they'd trust me. And now I gotta go catch them. Oi, oi. Oi, oi. What's this? What's this you running off? There we go. Come on. Let's go. Buster, come on. Come on, Rocky. Go ahead, buddy. All right, now that you guys are home, let's get you some water and some hay, huh? Which bale should I pick? You look good. Let's take you. If I can get a finger on a string here. Come on, somewhere. Okay, so you're sideways. So your string should be right there. Oh, gotcha. That string's buried in there. Okay, so they have hay, they have water, and they have grass. Okay, so I'm still getting a hang of the timing for my videos. So this is where we're gonna be ending the video today, guys. Don't worry, in the video that's coming up, we're gonna be going in and showing you how we built that fence, what happened while we were attempting to build that fence, and we're gonna be going in depth and talking about the rest of the activities that happened on that day. I've seen a lot of your comments in the previous video for what you guys are looking for, and that's really helpful. It super helps the channel, and I appreciate all the helpful feedback. We're gonna be seeing you guys, so we'll see yous. Bye everybody, thanks for watching.